everyone, this is Sunette, and in this video we're going to be discussing the words best for all. So this is a statement that we've used very often and still use very often, where we've essentially stated that destiny stands within the principle of equality and oneness and what's best for all. So before we explain the statement equality and oneness, or equal and one, let's first have a look at what does what's best for all practically mean. In other words, how can you take the words what's best for all and redefine and live it in your relationship with yourself, and within that your relationship to everything and everyone within your everyday life, right? So here I'll start with my process that I've walked in relation to the words what's best for all and how I redefined it and lived it in personal relationship with myself. So what's best for all, that all I defined as my utmost potential, the best that I can be, and also my physical body. So therefore it's like having a look at what's best for all. Best and all is actually the two words that stand out, best and all. So all, again, I defined as my utmost potential, the utmost potential of my physical body, the best, the better that I can be and become in any given moment, or even within my future as I walk my process in my everyday life, in everyday life moments, to understand my mind more, and through that to understand myself more, and always reflect and introspect on mistakes I made or make, faults, flaws, sometimes even possessions that I do go into, meaning that and here just speaking how I walked this process of best for all in my personal relationship with myself in the beginning of my process. So I essentially realized, that it's what's best for all is if I focus that all, or that definition of all, on, let's call it the bad or the negative that I see or that I'm surrounded with inside myself, everyday life, or the people within it, then you don't actually really want to do best for that. Like for example, in the beginning of my process, I understood what's best for all as I've got to do the good thing, I've got to do the right thing, I've got to be a good person. And that actually led me to kind of suppress things, where I thought, okay, I have to do what's best for me and best for everyone. And even sometimes when I see compromising things inside myself with my own mind, I'd suppress it and say, no, that's not good, that's not best. I shouldn't be thinking this or feeling that, or, so I started suppressing and containing and just pushing all the bad stuff far back. And also with people in my everyday life, when I would see something negative or compromising or consequential in another person's words or behavior, I would also just ignore it, nope, that's not what's best for all, in a way where I would want to speak up or direct it or change the person. And then again, in my head would come up, no, that's not what's best for all. I can't speak about these things. I have to just, try and focus on just the good, just the best. And so there I was, almost in a statue, just wanting to, focus on what's best, what's good. But at the same time, that was very far and few between that I would see something good or a potential or the best or the better inside myself and also other people. And it's kind of been for some time in the beginning of my process, and this is when I was in my early 20s, that I just kind of started to see the extent of the problem, that we're facing in our minds, with other people, with everyday life. So within walking that, I realized, okay, slow down here. What is real at the moment? Meaning I have to look at myself and people in my everyday life as is. The fact of the matter was that I was living the opposite of the best or the better or the utmost that I know I can be. Let's take it in little moments where I react in annoyance or irritation, or even anger towards someone. But at the same time, sometimes before I would react in that way, or while I'm in it, I would know, come on, girl, you can do better. Is it really necessary to become so emotional about this? You can direct this with a lot more stability and calm and common sense. What's going on with you? So like that, and I'm sure many of you can relate to the fact that you do sometimes go into compromising and consequential thinking and reaction patterns in your mind, but at the same time you know that there is a different way, there's a better way. So then I started realizing, okay, what's best for all? A way that I can redefine it for me, my relationship with myself and my body, and from there with others, is aligning the definition of it to my best, my utmost, the better in moments that I know I can be and become. So what I asserted within myself in relation to what's best for all, in my personal process within me, is that I will endeavor to do what's best for my all, which is my utmost potential and my relationship with my body. So within that process, what I would do is obviously map out for myself and look at, okay, what are the things like the thinking patterns or reaction patterns and behavior patterns that are compromising and consequential and sabotaging me in my relationship with others. And then, start a process to better myself and become the best that I can be for me in, such moments where I can see I'm accessing thinking and reaction patterns that's not good for me, and that's also not good for others in moments of participation and conversation, and also just the general relationship between myself and others. So what I would like everyone to take with you for this video is have a look at first redefining the words, what's best for my all. Make it first simple, practical, and livable for yourself. Because once you've redefined and lived words in your personal relationship with you, then it becomes a lot easier to really see and understand what the words, what's best for all, what's best for the rest of my all, which is, people in your life, your social environment, your working environment, expanding it from there to your country, and then even on a global level. But we oftentimes try and redefine and live words, making it great out there, like many people asking, but what does best for all mean on an existential level or global level? And to each and every one of them, I say, what do those words mean for you, first and foremost? Because if you don't understand those words as yourself, and you're not yet living it for you, then you're not going to be able to conceptualize it or understand it or make it practical on a global or even existential level. All right, so just one more time, going over the basics, and this is me sharing an example of how I redefined and lived the words. I just catered it to my personal process first and foremost. What's best for my all being my potential, the best, the better that I know within myself I can be and become when reflecting on certain patterns and reactions and behaviors. And also my physical body. I started taking care of my physical body in a way of respecting it and honoring it in a way that I respect and honor myself. So your all is yourself and your body, because it's essentially the two things that is defining you and making your life where you're able to live and express and experience yourself and your life in this lifetime. All right, so I'll go to here for this video and give everyone the opportunity to walk this process of redefining and living the words, what's best for my all. And then in videos to come, I'll expand on what does best for all mean in a relationship with family member, friend, colleague, acquaintance, and from there also then in a group context, what does best for all mean when you're part of or leading or guiding a whole group of people. All right, so looking forward to the videos to come. Thank you very much.